therefore they can be solved by man?
I freed 1,000 slaves. I couldn't free 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Harriet Tubman. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. Ronald Reagan. Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality or justice or anything. If you're a man, you take it. Malcolm X. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. That's the freedom star, 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 freedom star. We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Maya Angelou. Change will come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Barack Obama. Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Absence of subjection to foreign domination or despotic government. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. The absence of necessity. Constraint in choice or action. Liberation from the power of oppression. The quality or state of being unchained. Self-government, isolation. Exemption, immunity, impunity. Dispensation, privilege. Flexible space. Unrestricted, able to move easily. Freedom star, freedom star. Liberty, independence, autonomy. Democracy, release, discharge. Sovereignty, self-determination. Non-alignment, power to the people. Is less than the price of repression. W.E.B. Du Bois. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is like a plant of rapid growth. George Washington.
What's up, y'all?
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Freedom Stars After Dark. Good evening. Yep.
Good evening.
Welcome to Freedom Stars After Dark. We got Steve Osborne here.
Kevin Upson.
This is a branch off of the previous podcast that we have been recording, which is Freedom Stars podcast, which is in the limbo right now. It's a lot of little ins and outs with that, nothing major. We'll be keeping y'all abreast to the proceedings with that podcast as time goes along.
And this was always a second part of Freedom Star Podcast. It's always going to be a Freedom Star Podcast after dark. We just couldn't come up with the name or how we wanted to present the second podcast.
Yeah, we got a lot of different projects that's lined up. So throughout time, y'all will see us live out a lot of different projects. This is our new set too. I don't know if y'all can see a difference here, but we're in a new set. A lot of the same things that we had in a previous set, and some things have been added.
Bigger room.
Yeah, we got bigger studio room, and we're thankful to have been able to put this together and to be here where we are. We got some topics. We got 2 topics for y'all today. And then you know how we talk about everything. We might start here and then end up way over here. So, you know, we're going to do it like we do it, and we're going to go along.
And also the thanks for all the cash apps and donations to Freedom Star Podcast.
Thank y'all. Cash out once again is $Kev Upson at Cash Tab. I'm sorry, I'm being silly. $Kev Upson cashapp.com, if I'm saying that right. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna get this right now. And yeah, we got 2 topics for y'all today. So what we doing now, we're gonna have like some later podcasts after we didn't carry that out day. You know, after we sit down and marinate and get all of that energy from the day off of us, we're gonna sit down and, you know, have this podcast, which is being recorded later in the day. Let me see something.
She looked guilty.
Oh yeah, so Cash App is $Kev Upson, and also Cash App, $Stevie Osborne. Let me repeat that. Cash App is $Kev Kev Upson. Also, $Stevie, Stevie Osborne. The 2 topics that we have today are people that always play victim. And the second topic is people that don't accept accountability or hold themselves responsible.
Wait, the first beginning of this podcast is solely to start off to let you know the birth of Freedom Star Podcast. Stephen Osborne is a barber, stylist, cosmetologist. It all started with him. It started with the beginning of me over 28 years ago in a barbershop with him, listening to the topics they would talk about. This is a man thing in a barbershop. Listen to them talking, and I said, you know what? I said, a lot of this stuff sounds like it should be recorded. A lot of this sounds like it should be recorded and put on TV before any of the barbershops were even any movie came out of barbershop. That was the very first thing I knew. I know something about this barbershop was like something that should have been like groundbreaking. Should have been something that should have been aired before movies became out with the way they just destroyed the idea and image of a male barbershop. To make it seem more commercial, but it's not like that. It's more raw. It's more intellectual African American men that comes into the barbershop, everyday people that have views and opinions that's better than some of the politicians you hear. And some of the ideas and some of some things that should have actually been recorded, other than I can't even express how much I've heard over the years that should have been recorded from the people that out of their own mouths. We missed that. We missed those points of recording, getting caught up in business, getting caught up in the rushes of people coming through, and we should have just took the time to just recorded it, even if we didn't put them all out. But it started with this young man, and we actually made it come true. He'd been talking about it for years. Other customers have talked about it with him as well, but it all started with him. And the birth of it was just 15 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. And what he said about back in the day, this was like in the early 2000s, maybe like 2002. And this was before cell phones actually had cameras on them, so it was that long ago.
Actually, before that, it was like 90, 98.
And text messages
90,
wasn't
99.
even a hot thing then. So, but yeah, we had back then. We had this little small camcorder, and we would put it on a tripod, and we got the old recordings on the little the little tape. Yeah, so it's been a thing that's been a long time in the making, and there was a lot of customers like, once podcasts did come out, they were like, oh, you need to start a podcast and this and that, and I had no idea what a podcast was. But we just held to the vision, and this is it. And throughout time, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna evolve more and more as it grows. It's gonna stretch out and take different forms and everything. And from time to time, you'll see different people in these videos with us, because when this ultimately was hatched as an idea, as a thing to do, it was just ultimately gonna be me and Kev as the core of everything, and then we'll have people on the show, as time goes along, because the venture belongs to us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that is in affiliation with us and anybody else that you see on the show with us, it's mainly our venture. We invest the money, we invest the time, we invest the hard work, we invest the energy, not taking from what anybody else do, but we play the more cornerstone core of everything that's taking place.
Setting up the podcast room.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, putting the podcast room together,
pictures,
finding the things that we want to put in the podcast room. And when we have somebody here, that's a co-host, that's a visitor, a guest, or whatever you want to call it, all they really got to do is just show up and just work.
Yeah,
Just have a seat and talk, and that's basically it. Any growth that comes from this podcast, any different transitions that it take, well, basically it'll be made by me, because I operate off spirit, and me and Kev, we politic it out and we go from there. Because when it's all said and done, if it falls, I'm gonna be the one that's on my butt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's just like when I had the shops, I just needed people to show up and work. I didn't really need no extra ideas or anything about anything, or for people to overstep their boundaries. Just show up and pick your clippers up and your comb and just work. And I'm an easygoing person, you know what I'm saying? I get goofy at times, and then like everybody else in this world, I have another side to me, which we all do. When certain buttons have been pushed, we all human.
But the vision was already in place. Everything we saw this happen once we finally got a chance to sit and apply it and set it in motion. We already knew what direction we would want to go with it, and collaborating with anybody was just the first thought. And when somebody finally came around to being envisioned to collaborate with us, we just went with the first person that showed the most enthusiasm about it.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people that was invested in the conversation of it, but we just played through, sifted through, not played through, but we sifted through, the various people and, did it like that. But like I say, as time goes on, you'll see different people that'll, there'll be guest appearances, and then some people might ride with us for a long time, but it's a thing between me and Kev. You know what I'm saying? That's how that is.
Freedom Star Podcast is Steve Osborne's baby.
And then this is
we're
Freedom.
Just helping push the idea with our vision, with our collaboration of thoughts and our collaborations of mind together.
And this is Freedom Stars After Dark. So yeah, anything else?
We were saying the first topic was.
Oh yeah, the first topic is people that always play victim, And the second topic is people that don't accept accountability or hold themselves responsible, which kind of go
It goes
hand in hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
So either one you take is going to lead to the other one.
So I guess we can say people. No, you usually come up with the.
Well, let's say accountability.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't take accountability for anything. They always see themselves as the victim.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how you talk about it, it always come hand in hand. So if you don't take accountability for it, if you look at you assess your own life and see the direction you with your own effort to your own life, you see the direction you're going with. If you're not going in a good direction, and you got so far up in age, you need to sit back and then say, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Because the whole direction of my life is my flow of energy that's I'm leading myself. Now, if you got a mother and father and they're still in your life and you're still dependent on your mother and father and you're already past the age of 21, there's something seriously wrong with your direction in life. Yes, you always need your mother and father if they're alive. Most of us don't have mothers and fathers once you get to a certain age. Like both our mothers are gone. Both our fathers are now in our life. My father is passed as well. But you know how that is with your dad. But
my dad, y'all know the story about my dad from the previous podcast.
You didn't need any of his guidance
my
to get you
entire
to
life.
where you are now.
Yeah, he had no dealings with me
You've
my entire life.
gotten to where you are in your own merit, in your own stride, and that's where a lot of Afro-American men fall short of. They're always looking at other entities or other people to blame for their own misjudgments of the way their life has ended up, and they don't take accountability for it. I know a lot of Afro-American men like that, and they're always blaming someone for their own, misfortunes in life.
Like you said, them be the people the ones that blame. They have the people that they need in their life, but then you got the people that don't have the people, and those wind up usually being the stronger people. Like people that probably lost their mom.
They had a crush their whole life.
Yeah, so some people leaning on the crush and they don't realize
their entire life, and they don't know how to stand up and be the person they should have been 10 and 20 years ago. And now they're later on in life, and they're still confused and still don't know who they are because they had a crutch for so long. And they've been blaming their parents, blaming society, blaming everything else other than looking in the mirror and say, okay, I need to take accountability for this. Yeah. I've been sitting around on my ass. I've been, dependent on other people to take care of me other than me standing up and taking care of myself. And I got children and take care of my children as well. Grown men, Afro-American men.
And
we have a lot of good men as well, but we're not talking about them.
I was just gonna say what I have to say. When I look back on my life, having lost my mom at a younger age, and then my dad never in my life. My grandma, she raised me, but not having my parents there, I think that made me stronger. Even though it's pain attached to it, but I think I'm stronger than I would have been if my parents were both still alive. Because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people I know who still have both of their parents in their life, their grandparents, that whole perfect family where everybody's still alive. A lot of them are not as stronger than the people that I know that lost people. You know what I'm saying?
And see, when my parents were here, I had already helped them with their kids in their household at a young age. So I already knew what I was supposed to be doing to take care of myself and to keep going. I already knew what I needed to do. I needed to stay on top of everything I'm doing. Get up in the morning, get a 9 to 5 and stick to it. That's
and
the biggest
you said 9 to 5, yeah, because some people don't want to work. Some people, and I think when you get some people that don't want to work and don't have a history of work ethics, I think those are usually the weaker people. Because it's easy to blame people for something that you didn't do, or for something that you said that you would have did, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's easier to blame people instead of taking, accepting accountability. Like, you know what? I was lazy, or you know what? I was slacking, or this or that. Because I think when a person is lazy, I got peppermint in my mouth, y'all. When a person is lazy, I think they suffer some kind of setback, some kind of way. And I think whatever bad happens to that person through their laziness, they got to realize that whatever happened was because of them. Like I was saying in one of our other podcasts that the way we live our lives is based on the decisions that we make or the decisions that we don't make.
That's right.
So yeah, it's just, and I think that people just gotta and that's all of us, that's me included. We gotta look in the mirror, you know, we gotta know who we are, and we gotta be true to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever you are, just know that no matter what status you take in this world, what identity you claim in this world, it's always gonna be people that's not gonna like you. It's always gonna be people that's gonna be against you, that's not gonna be for you, that's not gonna stand in your corner, but you still have to be somebody. You know, you can't, if you hide behind yourself, you're gonna live in confusion for a long time. So I think we gotta get on the forefront of whoever you are, just say, you know, F all of them people out there that might not like who I am, this is me. And you gotta live your life. And I think the universe will bring those people within your circle that are supposed to be there, because we done witnessed this almost 30 years of us, you know, being around each other, that certain people just come and they fit into our element. And maybe it's not a forever thing, but it's there long enough.
It's a season, a reason, or a lifetime.
Yeah, and we've been knowing some people for that long, and then some people it's been a short time, and then some people been a medium time, and some people we still riding with. But I learned that people come and go, you know what I'm saying? And if you're the type of person that have people come and go, it doesn't make you a bad person. It can mean that you're a stepping stone. It can mean that you met them and they met you, and whatever y'all met for, y'all reason or y'all purpose has been served, and then y'all, you know, go back out in life, and it's just, yeah.
You know, sometimes, they just needed certain directions and certain. Everybody needs help somewhere, but sometimes you could have been the reason that they got to where they going because they was missing something, and whatever they was missing, they found it with that person, and then they got enough of that information or got enough of that energy, and then they moved on.
And they might have needed to hear you say certain words to boost their morale, uplift their spirit. You know, let them know, no, nothing is wrong with you like you think. So yeah, they probably or some people just needed somewhere to stay for a minute, you know, to get back on their feet and get back out there in the world. So it's various things, but in some way or another, I think that we're all stepping stones. Some people have been stepping stones for us, and we're stepping stones for some people, you know, and it is what it is. And yeah, accepting that and knowing what it is, it makes you not feel bad if you don't have a million friends or associates around you, because who want a lot of people around them anyway? The more people you have around
just
you,
to be around you, not even real friends.
Because I know some people, they can't be by themselves. Like I know some people, like I know there's one specific person that lives to please everybody else. Like they'll buy people basically, you know, invite them to their house. You know, they spend the money cleaning up, doing all this to keep people around. But them people, they're there because of what's been done, you know. But if it was the other way around, them people wouldn't have their persons back, like, you know, like they're doing.
I got people in my family like that. They can't function
sad
without having multiple people around them, and none of these people really care about them.
Yeah.
But they in their eyes, that's their friends.
And
I've never needed a large crowd of people around me to be who I am. I'm always who I am.
I think some people that can't be by themselves, they might not like themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because it all begins with you being solitary. You know, if you're the person that can't be by yourself, I don't know. And it's not saying somebody lonely or miserable, you know,
But we all need to take accountability of our own actions and stand up and say, okay, this is what I did. Other than trying to point fingers and always being the victim.
because it gets old. It turns into a pattern.
Yeah.
And it's like, I use my dad for example. Before he moved in with us, in the beginning, and even on the make through phone calls for years, I've been hearing all this bad stuff that people was doing to him. Just a bunch of bad stuff, you know. He'll say his two sisters been stealing money from him. my cousin's been stealing money from him, his nieces, just a lot of people he said been stealing and doing this and doing that. And it's like throughout all these years, I had thought about it. I'm like, dang, my dad ain't did nothing bad to nobody. And then when he moved in with us and we had more face-to-face conversations, and you know, we were still hearing all of the different stuff that he was saying people did to him. And then I was like, I said, you don't never do nothing bad to nobody, because I never hear you saying, you know, nothing. It's always like females he dated. Yeah, females he dated, they did this, they did that. And then I'm wondering, like, why did they all do that to you? What did you do to them? And he always say nothing. And what did he say that day when we was laughing? He as clean as a newborn baby bird. Yeah, and I'm like, we all are guilty and dirty of something, you know. But yeah, with me calling him out and telling him, you know, he has to take accountability for things, because it's not just that everybody in this world is against you. Your decisions brings about other decisions, you know. So if he made a decision to do somebody wrong, then maybe they retaliated. But he's just telling us what happened to him and not what he did to them.
Yeah, his version, not say his side, but his version. Yeah. Because his version is diluted.
Yeah. But he falls under that category of people that always play victim and don't accept accountability, or responsibility. And he was with us and he's gone, and you know, it's been a little over a month now, and I'm way better than I was when that first happened, because it was crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It was crazy.
Took a lot of your life energy to nurse him back to health when he got here with no shoes on his feet.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then
you did caretaking for months.
That was crazy.
Massaging him, giving him haircuts, twisting his hair, doing his hair. Trying to make him keep up his hygiene, trimming his toenails.
It was crazy.
You know, and massaging his hand, which he did not do anything to try to get his mobility back. He barely wanted to walk.
Yeah, he just was lazy. He was lazy. And all it took, you know, for him to transit, he was already, as time went on, he was starting to let it all hang out. But when he got here in Georgia, when he got around us, he wasn't getting 100% disability income, so I filled out all the necessary paperwork
for days, all the long distance appointments,
doctor visits, specialist visits.
The first month and a half, if not 2 months, you were 8 hours and 10 hours out from travel time and sitting in all those offices all those times.
Yeah.
How many times you had to take him to the DMV office?
Yeah, we went there twice for the.
How many times you take him to
Social Security
because the mail person was sending back all the mail.
Yeah.
Then you had to go back through all of those places and call them. So you did a lot of footwork.
Yeah. And all it took was
you was a social worker to him and a caregiver.
That was a social worker work.
You was a social worker and a caregiver.
Without the degree.
Yeah.
But all it took was for him to show, because they got this saying that say, you know, but you can't give black people money. When he got his 100% disability income
promises to you, he didn't keep up.
Yeah, he started talking crazy. He was like, "Oh, Georgia ain't shit to me. I got what I need from Georgia." You know, and that's when he was on. I was looking like, "Woo!" Like he changed, but it's all good. You know?
But that was a plan. That was a plan, because if he was going to go to where he's at now, he should have did that from the beginning.
He should have just went there. He should have went straight there.
Anywhere here.
Yeah, he should have went.
But that was a plan. That was the plan, and then to show you that, you see how the energy went when they got here to pick him up.
Yeah.
With no problem, she was here like that.
Yeah, they drove from Illinois.
Just like that.
Yeah, and y'all probably heard some of this from our previous podcast, because we was talking about it then. Yeah. But they got her from Illinois. He told her how much money he was getting.
And that was it. She got on the road.
They made it down here and went back to Illinois, and that's where he at now. But it won't prosper the way the universe is shaped. It won't prosper, because that was usury. You know what I'm saying? That was usury. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
But accountability and taking accountability, and people are always blaming other people and being the victim. That goes hand in hand. And it's sad that a grown adult can't take accountability for the actions that they make, and always playing the victim.
And you know, when it comes to those type of people, if you listen to them good enough and pay them enough attention and remember, you'll see they'll start
Stumbling over their words.
they'll stumble over their words, but they'll contradict themselves, and they'll leave patterns there. If you pay attention and remember, focus on them hard enough, you'll see patterns in what they do, and you'll actually see them contradict themselves.
Yeah, because they'll say crazy things like, oh, I never did anything, and then, yeah, I was a wild child.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this, and
Yeah.
okay, oh, that doesn't make any
I
sense.
learned that with people. Yeah. All you gotta do is listen.
Yeah.
And then another thing I learned when something's going wrong, because I get in my head, but I learned these words: just give it time. And when you just give it time, whatever's gonna happen, the universe gonna take care of it. But I think as people, we want it taken care of right now.
Then, yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning, because I live in my head, so yeah.
But sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it just takes a little longer. But when it happens, if it happens right away, it's going to be real blunt.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes a long time, it means that it's a big ending to that.
And sometimes I think it be dragging out. It be happening while it's dragging along. You know what I'm saying?
They be building.
Yeah.
So when it happens, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's what
Very
we gotta
devastating.
learn, y'all. When
Yeah.
something happens, and I have to tell myself that just give it time.
Yep.
Just give it time. And and then when that person
People show
gets
their
their
true colors.
retribution, you might not even know, but spiritually something, I think you'll feel an uplift in your spirit, even if you don't know what happened. It's like you'll feel a victory moment and not know why you're dancing, But yeah, it's
But
crazy.
people show their true colors.
Mhm.
They play victim for so long, and then all of a sudden you'll say, okay, so that's why you had this problem. When you finally see their true colors come out.
Mhm. That's what happened with my dad. Once he came around me, he was around me every day. I said, okay, so if some of those things did happen to him, where somebody said something crazy to him or did something, I'm like, I see now because of what he putting out. Yeah. Because everybody's only human. If you're talking reckless to somebody, they going to eventually stop talking reckless back to you, or they going to stop talking to you. You know what I'm saying? They not going to stay there accepting all those negative, harsh words. Yeah, it's crazy.
And some people's reactions be devastating.
Yeah.
So yeah, you lucky.
And some
to
people
find
might put hands
That's
on
what I'm
you.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
So it ain't, that's the
Devastating.
other thing. Some people might be, they might be wild enough, like, keep on talking shit, keep on,
And let it build, and then that last word can cause somebody to lose their teeth
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah, man. And I know so many people like that, to where, like that episode we had a few years ago with some people, it's like everything that went wrong, I was being pointed at. So it's like I accepted that. You remember when all that crazy stuff was going on with
Crip Keeper?
and when we was there, yeah. But not with her, but with the people that was affiliated with all the way from I was going to Miami for the funeral.
Oh yeah.
And coming back, all that little group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like everybody, I feel like they was trying to find everything wrong or bad about me to magnify and throw it at me, and I was accepting it. And
That's
then,
called deflection, though, because it was deflecting what they're calling themselves, saying that you did wrong, so you wouldn't focus on what they were doing wrong.
And somewhere down the line, I hit that pause button, and then something recalibrated my head. I'm like, wait, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I caught on. Then I'm like, okay, well, those people were people that it was not meant for me to be around them. It was not meant for them to be around me. And now time has gone since that happened, and I feel much better.
And you said that mostly was jealousy.
Yeah. And the type of person I am, I go through drama with people. I'm not one of them type of people that want everybody to like me. Everybody ain't gotta like me. I'm like everybody else. Like I said, we all have another side. KF could be confrontational. I can be confrontational. Anybody can be confrontational, depending on how big it builds or how many buttons you push or how many strings you pull on somebody.
But the problem is a lot of people don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
And you're quicker a person to show somebody the truth with them before somebody you won't sit there and just let them just get away with so much stuff. You'll say, okay, you did this, you did this, you did this. And they don't. A lot of people don't like that because you're pointing out their flaws, and they probably have a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the biggest thing that is.
And that's what
And
happened.
they look at you as being perfect because they see the things that you do. You're human, but you see the things that they see the things that you do, and they just get jealous because you got a plethora of stuff that you do that everybody else would wish they can do and they can't. And that's what the problem
we
falls in with.
we done been on that grind now for like almost 30 years. And
That's
people
what that
thought,
problem
you know,
is.
people done been thinking we've been rich 30 years ago just because of the things we was doing, how we move, how we been moving, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I told y'all, we live everywhere and anywhere.
And we help a lot of people.
Yeah, we done helped a lot, and I just think it's the universe. It gives back what you know, like when you do good for somebody, you get it, you know, it comes back. But yeah, we ain't no millionaires or nothing like that. And I call that into existence and I claim it. But I'm talking about the actuality of what's going on, you know.
We could have been, but like I said, we help a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we use money as a tool. We don't let money use us, or we don't look for money to rule over us.
And we don't worship money either, yeah.
Yeah.
Because somebody have mentioned that statement to me that they don't worship money.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like,
Sometimes people say things that.
yeah, because when you think about it, to make a statement that you don't worship money, to me, if you consider yourself to be a cheap person, then that means you hold money tight, right?
A hoarder of money.
So yeah, if you're a hoarder, I think that falls under the line of worship. You know what I'm saying? It's different titles and subjects under the worship of money, but being cheap and trying to hoard money is a form of worship. Another form of worship is when you do anything for money, but that's a whole nother, you know, subject within it. But I think that if you're a cheap person, if you holding on to your dollars tight, and it's something that you know should be paid for, and you still hold, that's a form of worship. You know what I'm saying?
And then sometimes people are like that with just certain people, because there's some type of jealousy for a person to try to hold back paying you when they pay everything. They'll pay everybody else with no problem.
I learned that in the hair business.
If they come to you and then they go to another barber, I bet you the other barber don't have that same problem.
I learned that in the hair business. That is
so
true.
It's like
conditional.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned that. But you know, I'm always analyzing and engaging people, and I tell a lot of people that once I start zooming in on you, I play these little games in my head to see if you're gonna fail or if you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? And I do it by that, because I think I'm a pretty balanced person. And
yeah. Well, I'm the type of person where I'll wait for them to show me their whole. Once I see their whole, once I figure them out and see their whole hand, the next time I encounter them, it'll be just straight blunt. I won't, because my biggest problem is sometimes I try, because I know how weak some people are with judgment. If they're already beating up themselves and I can see it on their face, you can tell for Afro-American male, you can tell when their self-esteem is low. And I don't like to try to be felt like I'm looked at like I'm a bully, and I'm not. And I'm not saying that because I've been bullied before, but I'm not a bully. So I'll give them enough rope, as I said, give them enough rope to hang themselves with. So the next time they come around, I'm not gonna hold back no punches. I'll just let it spill out. I would talk with courtesy, but if you step over that line, you're just gonna get the raw tongue, you know, without holding back. But yeah, I let a person hang themselves. I'll be as nice as courteous as I can, as allowed, until you mess that up. You mess that up, then you just I'm just like another regular person.
It's wild, man.
Cause my family is like that. That's why a lot of them would be scared to come around me, because I'll be just blunt and straight with them, and then they'll try to do all the things they're supposed to do. You know, they do to try to get me to be focused on being nice to them, and other than just coming straight up and being blunt with them. They'll do that. But they know once I've had enough, enough is enough. Now you need tough love, because being nice and kind and sweet to you is not working, because you take that and run with it, use my kindness as a weakness. So now I got to give you the tough love. Some people need that. I don't know why, but some people really need like a foot in the ass because they've been
I'm gonna
pampered.
turn that a little bit so you can be in. I'm listening to you. You said some people need a foot in the ass.
I did that on purpose.
So leave it like that?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
See what I just didn't want to go up no more.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I'll still be checking stuff out, y'all, while we're recording. But yeah, you said some people need a foot in their ass. Yeah. It's crazy, but yeah. And I think family will be the first and foremost people that you know. Yeah, it's wild.
Take your kindness as today because they grew up with you, so they know you more than anybody else.
Yeah, they know you. And then I think it gets to some points in life where, cause it's family members that'll go through, they'll take each other through literal hell, and then they'll bounce back together like, but we family, we blood. And I don't subscribe to that because I think when we're kids, when we're with, like say you got kids that's growing up together, that certain kids don't get along with each other and they never like each other through childhood, and they might get older in adulthood and be like, I never liked you anyway. Mm-hmm. I think when we kids, we kind of forced to deal with each other because of parents or whatever your living situation may be. And then I think when you get older, whoever you develop into, however you flourish, whoever you become, if you're not in alignment with that person, as a child, I think people just eventually grow away. Yeah. They'll grow apart and,
My two older brothers, our relationship has been the same since I was a child.
Yeah.
I've always loved and respect them, and they always showed me love. So, out of a family of 10 kids to 12 kids, 10 kids living at the time, and we just lost one. Well, not just, but we lost one. But there's only been two older brothers in my life that I've had the same relationship. If I got a call from any one of them, it'd be the same, the way we talk to each other.
Well, see, I didn't have that, and I'm the oldest kid of it was four of us, and one kid passed away too. But yeah, I'm the oldest, and I've never had that where if somebody, I'm not trying to say it because it's me, but they can call me and I'll be the same every time.
Mm-hmm. I be on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
I already know what it is. It's the jealousy that they have, and that jealousy turned to just grew to other parts of things that's just it's gotten ugly. It's jealousy.
The only one person I know, within my family that I can call and they were always the same was my grandma. She was always the same,
As far as
siblings
the other
cousins,
the other cousins and stuff.
Yeah, people change up, and I had to start looking at it for what it was worth, and it's like, if you change up and you're not being real with me, then to me it's sensitive.
I fell in love with your family because it was so small and everything was just like, when I met everybody, it was just so lovable and sweet to me. And excuse me, you never know that's the person that what they call the representative.
Yeah, because when we're getting older now, and then I know I left Miami a while ago, but just seeing how people evolved and who people
that's my first
became.
time going. And the thing about it was I always had a fascination with Miami. I always loved Miami, and I was finally able to go, and I went there with you and met your family, and everything was just it was incredible. It was an incredible trip, the crazy trip on the bus to get there.
Hey y'all. It's a crazy Greyhound trip. Did we say that in another podcast?
I don't know if we did.
Well, I don't know if we said it in the other podcast, y'all. But so, first time headed to Miami, this was back in the 90s, in the 1990s. And we was taking Greyhound down there. So we get to this one stop. We in Gainesville, Georgia. Must be a lot of racists there. I don't know. Racist people.
I was knocked out.
Kev sleep. And I'm sitting on the aisle I'm sitting in the seat that is right there,
by the window.
next to the aisle.
I'm on the outside. You were in the mirror. You was in the window seat, and you were talking to him.
You were sitting on the aisle.
I was sitting on the aisle.
Okay.
That's how he was able to pat me on my head.
Okay, yeah, he's right, y'all. He's right. He was sitting on the aisle seat, and he was asleep. I had the window seat. And there was this Anglo, and as we told y'all, the word Anglo is short for Anglo-Saxons, who we also call Anglo-Saxon American natives or European American natives. We're going to burn that in our system because we're trying to stop using the word white and black.
That's a great separation.
Yeah, and that keeps racism going when you judge somebody by the color of their skin, which they still using the wrong words because this is not black, it's brown. And then white people's skin is not, this is white. It's more of a peach color.
This is black.
Yeah, and then this is I just showed the
You just
paper
showed,
white.
this is
Yeah.
white.
So yeah, so an Anglo man, our bags was above us in the overhead.
Carrier.
And his bag, which should have been wherever he was sitting at, should have been above his seat. But he took our bag down and sat it in somebody's seat across the aisle. And then he took his bag from the overhead and he proceeded to leave out the bus. So I started asking him, can he put our bag back? And I asked him several times. And by that time, Kev had woke up. And
I woke up because I heard how nice and polite you were talking to him.
it was crazy.
And he was just ignoring you, and he was like, it's like he's not even paying you any attention.
So Kev get up, and Greyhound aisles is about that wide. So Kev get up and he like ruffle across,
I'm
to get
5'5"
to
and
the
a
bag.
half. This guy had to be about like 6'2", 6'3".
But he ruffles across, the aisle to get our bag from across the aisle in somebody else's seat, which the guy did. That was disrespectful because he could at least put it back up. So Kev, once Kev get the bag from out of wherever this man sat it and somebody else seat across the aisle, he comes back and, ruffles back through the aisle and he sits our bag back in the overhead above us. And then he sit back in that aisle seat, he relaxing. This Anglo comes in Kev's face and he puts his hand out and he pats Kev on the top of the head and say, "Now, didn't that work good for all of us? Didn't that work out for all of us?" Kev gets up with this hand, went around the guy and just, whoa. Yeah, because that, patting somebody on top of the head, that's, you hitting him, you're in his personal space. That's a form of, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to say so much. That's a form of assault. That's a form of insult. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of racism. It's downgrade. Who pets somebody on the top of their head like they're a puppy or a dog or a slave, and Tommy, now didn't that work out for all of it? Now you being nasty with it too. But yeah, after that happened, the guy disappeared off the bus and that was that. But yeah, people know you don't pat nobody on top of the head. No Anglo patting Afro-American native on top of the head. Like, that was just crazy.
Yeah.
When all you had to do was put that bag back up there and get off the bus. So you was being nasty and disrespectful. Not you, but he was being nasty and disrespectful. Yeah, it was just crazy. I stumble over my words sometimes when I want to talk because I be having so much I want to say.
But the trip was a beautiful trip. That was my very first trip to Miami. That's when VCRs were still out, and we brought a VCR and a VCR and a CD player.
Yeah. That's what the first no, that was because we got that
the Players Club came out.
Yeah, we had just got the Players Club just came out. We had got that VHS tape. Man, we used to watch that every single day. Players Club was the bomb. We played the heck out of that VHS tape. But yeah, Miami I think it's a beautiful place.
Arena Towers?
Yep, downtown by the Miami Arena.
That was a nice spot. And when I was looking over at the water and I saw that storm rolling up and y'all was looking at my face like that, I was so terrified. I don't know what that looked like. That looked like that bad dream I always told you about, me being on a boat and it's like a storm and there's because I saw this movie with this giant turtle. This man was like in the middle of Bermuda Triangle, and he got a rope around his leg, got wrapped around his leg, and was to the anchor.
Wow!
And they got actually to the turtle. This giant turtle was swimming with his leg wrapped. That thing
that's
pulling.
Scary.
That's what my nightmare was.
That's
and then when
scary.
the turtle looked back, his eyes was like fiery eyes, and he looked back at the man and looked forward and keep swimming. That was my nightmare for years. I had that nightmare. I had that dream.
That is scary.
Yeah.
But
I told you how I learned how to swim. Somebody tried to drown me.
Oh yeah, and you said you swim like the man from Atlantis.
Yeah, the show called The Man from Atlantis. Bobby Ewing played this. The guy that's not his real name, but from Dallas. The guy that played this, Bobby Ewing, played this Man from Atlantis.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then what I was gonna say about Miami, I think Miami is a beautiful place too. I think what messes Miami up is the people, and I'm not talking about all the Miami
Not
people.
all, yeah, because a lot of people, when I was there, Deerfield, that's what it was. Yeah, Deerfield. There's a lot of people in Deerfield that was beautiful. They helped me.
It's when you go further down.
Yeah,
yeah.
They helped. I mean, it was different races too. It was a guy that was like he was like Japanese and something else mixed. Then there was a Afro American man. There was an Anglo guy. There were all these different people helped me as I went up in the different departments.
Yeah. And that's another thing I like about mine. They call it the melting pot down there. So, cause you might get Asian mixed with Jamaican. Like it's so many different mixtures.
I forgot what mixture he was.
So,
I know one part was Japanese.
I like that too. Cause when you get mixtures like that, it's even more harder for a person to be a racist. You know, cause there's so many different things going on. It ain't just like what they call white or black.
I just still can't see. I cannot fathom Miami being called the South. I would never take that in. I would never take that in. That's to me, Miami is the Jamaica, the Bahamas of the United States. I don't see. I still don't see. No matter how bad the people
like
are.
Island down
And me being working with the city and one of the branches that I worked in was I had to install backflow devices. So I had to dig. Where your water main was. I had to help dig that up to disconnect the water and install this backflow device.
So what is that? What is it?
It's a device that when you turn your water on, the water goes through this device. It also measures the amount of water that's going through it, and it also stops water from going back.
Oh, backflow.
Yeah.
I got you.
So then, when your water's going to your house, what they call hammer, hammer something. When the water was just like going through the pipes in your house, and you hear a banging sound. That means that most houses are supposed to have a pipe going up towards the ceiling for air flow to stop so the water won't just like come in and hit hard against the pipes and stuff, and you hear it banging. That's when you know
I
that.
heard that before in houses. Wow. So yeah, because I know when I see the top of a house, I'll be wondering because you might see just a pipe going up. I thought some of that was like from the bathroom or.
No, it's actually for all the water in the house.
Oh, okay.
There's normally something there to stop anything from going in it. But yeah.
So when it's flowing through, because you said measure how much water you use, that's how the water company can tell how much to charge you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
They have the gauge on one end, but this part is a whole nother part. But it still measures the amount of water that's going through it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it stops the water from coming back.
Gotcha. While he was doing all of that in Florida, I was in the shop cutting hair. I was at that shop. Them people from England. Now, let me see how I would call them. They would be Afro English Americans, because they wasn't native. They had moved here from England.
But they were European.
So yeah,
They were European.
Afro Euro American, something like that. Because they're mixed with us.
They're in America now, but they moved here, right? So I don't know if you can call them American. You can call them Afro Europeans.
Yeah, that's a type.
Because if they're not actually, they're just living in America, but they're from Europe.
Yeah.
So they're Afro-Europeans.
And that was like my first, well, it ain't gonna be, I won't say that would be my first involvement with Afro-Europeans, but working in a shop with them, because her name was Claudia, and she had her brother-in-law at Winston. And yeah, he made my business cards, and I'm like, whoa, I'm finna tell this stuff, because they were fascinated with my work. And then that shop was right down the street from where you worked at. Because once you go under that bridge, under I-95, you was on the right side and I was on the left side of it.
And I actually saw a young lady get picked up one early a.m. and that she lost her life. There was a Afro-American serial killer.
Wow.
He had his family owned a morgue, and when they found out when they traced and found out the car that picked her up, they found out it was him, and then he actually had bodies. They had we did work in the morgue. And they had bodies inside the walls of the morgue. And that was during that time that happened with the Spanish guy that picked the 2 kids up from what was the name of Biscayne?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the same time. That was the very next day that happened. And then when we was coming back, they had captured the female from the movie Monster.
Monster, yeah.
So that year was
if y'all ain't seen Monster, he's talking about this movie that Charlize Theron starred in, and it was based on a true story. So when that was going on, we was down there.
Yeah, we was just leaving when they caught her. When they actually first caught her.
When the movie came out, we was right there in front of the TV, like, you know, they made a movie out of this. Like, it was just, But it's based on a true story. It's called Monster, starring Charlize Theron and whatever that girl name is from
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What's
her real name? Some
I
kind of, I want to say some Coppola. I don't know. Let me see, y'all. Hold on.
But she was a Wednesday. She played that role so well. She
was perfect for that Wednesday role. She was perfect. I don't
Didn't
know why.
smile or anything.
Yeah, she was serious.
Mm-hmm.
She was serious.
I think they could have did, but they never get a lot of those things right. When they find good movies, like people like that to make movies, instead of them making once they make that one movie, make another movie right behind it and another one right behind it. Why they got the people alive and healthy? They need to do it then when you already know you got a good movie. So why don't you make the other ones and twos before the characters get
Christina Ricci.
Okay.
I said Coppola or something, but yeah, Christina Ricci. But yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Like when they did Coming to America, they should have already made another color Coming to America behind that one, and then a third one.
Yeah.
Back then.
Cause when they wait, then you see them older. I don't know.
Not only that, you lose a lot of people. You lose a lot of actors, and
Yeah, people pass away.
Yeah. So when they make good movies like that,
they
should just go ahead and make another one right behind it. Even if they don't put it out, they just have it in a bowl.
Cause they did that with Beverly Hills Cop too, right?
Yeah, and then waiting too long.
Yeah, some people be gone. Yeah. Cause I think it felt like Harry Potter. I don't know if they make that.
I think they did. Yeah. That kid. Yeah, they did. They made those movies back to back. I wonder why they did those type of movies. They did them back to back.
Harry Potter, to me, whoever created that, I feel like they had so much to kick out. Cause it's just endless. I don't even know how many Harry Potter movies there is. So I think they had to just keep on. Cause we got to see the kids getting old. It wasn't like
in the movies.
Yeah, it wasn't like you seen them 8 years old and then you turn around and see them 18 years old. It feel like you got to see them 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. But yeah, I think that creator had so much to put out.
And they put them out right behind each other.
Yeah. I like Harry Potter.
So they put that back in. They put that money behind those movies.
Yeah. I wanna binge watch that. I always say that I wanna get all of the movies and just binge watch them for however long it takes. Just have food and relax in a dim room and a blanket and you know what I'm saying, and just binge watch on Harry Potter. Yeah. But getting back to our topics, people that always play victim and people that don't accept accountability or hold themselves responsible.
It goes hand in hand with each other.
And I think we all may have been in that predicament, but I think some of us grow out of it, or like you said, some of us look in the mirror and some of us look at ourselves, and I think that's what gets us out of that.
That's when you look at yourself and assess yourself and make changes.
Yeah.
You know, just sit there and wallow in self-pity and blame everybody for everything.
Yeah.
You're not gonna prosper with that.
The way I handle it now, you can tell when you're dealing with somebody that don't hold themselves accountable or not responsible or play the victim. It's like they can be word for word people. Like if you say something, they always got something to say back because they want to just keep making themselves look clean. Or if it was something that they should have did, they might say that they would have did it, but it's just your actions speak louder than your words.
That's
it's like
the whole thing.
Don't say what you would have did if you didn't do it.
Action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, but the best way I can combat that is just sometimes you gotta just be quiet, cause it's like if you know every time you say something to that person, you know they're gonna keep coming
Defensive.
back. That's how argument can start.
Yeah, they're defensive.
So yeah, I try to. I have a passive aggressive energy about me, but like with everybody else, all of us got another side to us. Once we get put in that energy, but it's no sense in going there because you're raising your blood pressure. All of that other stuff a lot of us are too old for that now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like when you're dealing with somebody that always play victim, you just have to. I guess you got to be careful. You just got to pay attention and just know who you're dealing with. And if something happens to where, the shit hits the fan, as they say, I think if you see they got
It's
this.
time to turn the page.
Yeah, because if they going to keep coming back with words, it's just going to start making you like, okay,
And then you see that there's no change with them, that you see, okay, so this is what the problem is. It's time to turn the page.
And
Turn loose.
I think if that person hit pause and then they just do an assessment over their whole life with a lot of people that they've been dealing with, and they see, okay, well, everybody ain't been doing me wrong. If they look at what they did or what they didn't do based on the decisions they made, and they'll see it'll line up like, oh, damn, this person did this because this is what I was doing or this is what I wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying? If they can accept that, then I think they'll grow from that. But other than that, they're going to get older and just keep pointing their fingers everywhere. And then before you know it, you're going to be a senior citizen. You ain't did nothing bad your whole life, and everybody did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And like I say, I've dealt with the people these days and in the past, and they somewhere down the line, they contradict themselves. When you listen to them tell the stories, because they want to exude a passion towards you through telling their story to where you'll take their side. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know the whole story, they want you to take their side. And if you take their side, it's still going to make them weaker because they still feel like they're innocent. But yeah, it's crazy. We done been riding for a minute. We ain't got to do no 4 hours, no 3 hours because it's after 9 already.
So it was about an hour.
Yeah.
That's good.
We might not be doing no 3-4 hour shows. We're gonna do with whatever energy we got going because we had a busy day today.
This is why this is called
After Dark.
After Dark. So
Yeah.
this is done after 8 o'clock, after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And we appreciate y'all, for spending the time with us.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Yep.
Thanks for all the cash apps and all the donations.
Yep. And we got a million more shows lined up, and from time to time you'll see different co-hosts with us, and some will be for a short time, some will be for a long time, but yeah, and then we'll keep you abreast with the other Freedom Stars podcast.
Fridays and Friday afternoons will be back on.
Yep.
Momentarily.
Yep. And much appreciation.
Peace out.
Our problems are man-made,
Yes.
therefore they can be solved by man.
That was tight. It was smooth, man.
I freed 1,000 slaves. I couldn't free 1,000 more. If only I
Figured that out,
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. On the radio. Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality or justice or anything. If you're a man, you take it. Those who deny freedom to others, he deserved it not for themselves. Abraham Lincoln. Freedom Star. Freedom Star. Freedom Star. Freedom Star. Freedom
It's amazing the song y'all made it some way farther.
We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Change will come. If we wait for some other person or some other time, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Barack Obama. Freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Absence of subjection to foreign domination or despotic government. The state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. The absence of necessity, constraint in choice or action. Liberation from the power of oppression. The quality or state of being unchained. Self-government, isolation, exemption, immunity, impunity, dispensation, privilege, flexible space, unrestricted, able to move easily. Freedom Star, Freedom Star. Liberty, independence, autonomy, democracy, release, discharge, sovereignty, self-determination, non-alignment, power to the people.
Got the point across. They'll be looking at it. I think that's what's gonna feel that feeling inside. We all go back and look at the show.
But I really want to do that clarification part. I want that clarification part.
If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the reason why is the cost of liberty is less than the price of repression.
You're gonna start when I was 13.
Even divorce. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is like a plant of rapid growth. George Washington.
Alright,
Freedom Star
y'all.
Podcast, After Dark.
Y'all should
Signing out.
be getting better.
True.